Hi, I'm Alexis Carroll.
And I'm Jordan Sprouse with the Chillicothe Cavaliers Coaches Corner. Today we welcome back CHS head football coach Doug Pryor for Week 10. Last week the Cavaliers defeated McLean at home 31-20. Did CHS take control of the game early on?
In actuality, we fell down 20-6 in the first half. At one point, we were down 14-0. We were able to get a score to make it 14-6 on the pass from Mason Dowdy to Jaden Kane, and then, McLean was able to score before halftime, and put us in a little bit of a hole early on in the game. But obviously, second half we ended up playing more soundly, and everybody, a lot of guys stepped up and made some big plays and played inspired, and we started having a little bit of fun and ended up, winning the game 31-20.
What was your thoughts during the game?
Just, for whatever reason, we came out slow and a little bit lethargic. I think for some people, they were trying to play a little bit outside of themselves, a little bit maybe too hyped up. I don't know if it was because it was the last home game. I don't know if it was because, we were wearing special jerseys, so we were a little bit maybe ramped up. It's just, sometimes athletes, like coaches, are, for lack of a better phrase, are creatures of habit. So when you throw something new into the plans, then some people start to get a little bit antsy, and so maybe that was part of it. I also tipped my cap to McLean. I mean, they came out with a great game plan. They took advantage of our mistakes early on, and I played a really strong game in the first half. So, hats off to them. You got to give them credit as well.
Who were your offensive and defensive standouts of the game?
So, offensively, Mason played a really good game. Once he threw the pass to Jaden, it was kind of like, he was pretty much lights out after that. Made some big throws on third downs. Fourth down, made a huge connection to Isaac McCory on fourth and about 5, and threw like a 7 or 8 yard pass. And great pass, great catch by Isaac. And so, some of those plays really, really stand out. I thought Chucky Thomas ran the ball really, really hard. Obviously Maxwell Lee, he had 4 plays, 4 touches of the football. I think he was out there for more than 4 plays, but 4 touches of the football, and he had 3 touchdowns. So, obviously in that situation kind of makes me, maybe to some people look a little bit silly, but Max was battling through injury. We got down into some situations to where, with short yardage and things like that, and Max was like, hey coach, I got you. And, at that time he's kind of bouncing around, then you see him run, and he, after he gets in the end zone, starts hobbling around. So you kind of feel bad, but, the young man wanted to be out there, and he did a good job selling it. It wasn't though he's running up to me limping, but great job by our offensive line. We had Cole Crawford starting at right tackle. Brendan Macon played some at right tackle, but mostly was used on defense at inside linebacker. You had Jaden Anderson Hinkle at the right guard. You had Carter Boltonhouse played another good game at center. Carson Francis left guard, and then Jacob Lee Master at the left tackle. They all played a really great game. Then defensively, Max Lee led us in tackles, and Isaac McCory. Max was all over the field. Thought Isaac McCory might have had probably the defensive play of the year when we were actually afraid. We were just hoping that it wasn't going to be a penalty, but hit that kid on a bubble screen and threw him down to the ground. Just slammed him. And I think that really, our team was already awake when we came out second half. They were just firing on all cylinders, but that really just propelled us defensively, offensively. The sideline just went nuts. Played a great game. Obviously Xavier Dawson making basically the game-sealing interception at the end there. Played a really, really good game. So there was a lot of people that really contributed on both sides of the football. Did a really great job of just playing within the responsibilities, and there was definitely a lot of defensive highlights from this game, particularly in the second half.
Who are your stat leaders?
So Mason led us in passing. Chucky led us in rushing. That's the funny thing about stats, is that I think he ended up with like 58 yards, something like that. If you think about 58 yards, a lot of people want to get over the century mark, get over 100 yards, but he earned a lot of tough yards, made a lot of tough runs. It doesn't really speak to what he truly did in the game. I mean, he really kept us in the game, and obviously had a touchdown that was huge. It was our first touchdown of the second half, got us started. So, and then let's see, wide receiver wise, Jaden Kane led us in receiving. I think he had around 90 yards receiving, which is very impressive. Defensively, Max Lee was our leading tackler. I think he had over 10 tackles, which is very impressive. But that's kind of like the standard with him. As I was looking at stats, I think he's somewhere around like averaging almost 10 tackles a game. Isaac McCory was around 10 tackles. I believe he and Doss are fighting for second in tackles right now. As far as on the season totals, as I was looking at the other day. So just a really standout performance. Again, stats, again, don't always tell the story. Anybody that comes to our games, they obviously know about, Max Lee and Isaac McCory as being basically guys that you want to try to run away from or call pass plays away from. Because, they'll just run up and hit you, and they play really, really aggressive. And so then, of course, in the back half there, again, Xavier Doss is very, very smart the way he plays, and he does a really good job of baiting quarterbacks into making bad throws. They think it's a sure throw, and he just steps up and makes big plays. So obviously we're hoping for a lot of that tomorrow night.
We need to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll catch up with a couple of CHS football players.
Welcome back to the Chillicothe Coaches Corner. I'm Alexis Carroll.
And I'm Jordan Sprouse. We would also like to welcome CHS football players Carson Francis and Isaac McCoy to the show.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What grade are you in and what position do you play?
I am a senior, and I play D-line.
I'm a senior. I play linebacker and tight end.
When did you start playing football?
I started playing football in 3rd grade.
My first year was 2nd grade.
Why did you choose to play football?
First of all, I just like to hit people, one, and just the fun of the game and just being with the team and the bond that you get playing.
I'd say I used to watch a lot of football, and I used to love basketball more, but then football became more of my true dream with the play in college and beyond that. So,
Are there any other extracurricular activities that you are involved in?
Outside of football, I play basketball too.
I run track.
Carson and Isaac, do you think the team is prepared to play Jackson this week?
Yeah, I think we're ready just because we know what's at stake. There's a league title on the line, a playoff spot, and I think our team is just ready for that challenge.
Yeah, I think so. We had a good week of practice for one, and we also know how to win. So I think we'll put all that together and surprise everybody.
Now let's do a rapid fire question round.
Favorite team meal?
My favorite team meal was before the Logan game. We had Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A, easily.
What's your nickname and how did you get it?
So a lot of people on the team call me Brian, and that actually started from basketball. A few guys on the basketball team just started calling me Brian after practice one day, and then a few of the guys who played basketball and football carried that nickname over to football. So now a lot of football players know me as Brian.
I'm called Big Skill because I'm a skill guy, but I'm also like 220. So I'm like a linebacker too, so I'm just bigger. So Big Skill.
Favorite candy?
My favorite candy, I gotta go with Sour Patch Kids.
Probably Lifesavers.
Favorite school subject?
That's a hard one. Can't really pick a favorite in that one, but
Don't have a favorite.
if I had to pick one, I'd just go with American history. Shout out to Mr. Hammond.
Probably math.
Turf or grass?
Turf. All the way.
Easily. Yeah.
Funniest person on the team?
Probably gonna have to go with Trevor Banks.
Yeah, either Trevor or Xavier, one of the two.
Xavier.
What are your favorite game day accessories?
I'm gonna be real honest, and a lot of guys on the team know this. I don't really put any extra. I don't wear any extra accessories during the game. I just go out and play.
I wear soccer socks and wrist tape.
Favorite hobby outside of football?
Probably either basketball or I like watching a lot of movies. So
Probably bike riding.
Most embarrassing football moment.
oh, most embarrassing football moment was my second play of varsity football last year during the Wheelersburg game. My second play ever, I got out there and I just got destroyed, flattened on the ground. But it haven't been a whole lot of embarrassing moments since then. But that was probably, I'd put that at number one.
Probably last year against Miami Trades, I got blindsided real bad, and I was like knocked out for like 3 seconds.
Paper, rock, or scissors?
My go-to is rock. I will do that.
Rock.
What's the last thing you searched on your phone, like Google search?
Last thing I searched on my phone was if Jarvis Landry is going to be able to play tonight because I need him for my fantasy team.
I looked up Southeastern Ohio Preps, looking at reviews for our game Friday. Chillicothe versus Jackson, seeing what people say about it.
Who's your biggest fan in the stands?
She already knows this, but it's my mom.
Yeah, my mom and dad.
Carson and Isaac, thank you for joining us.
Up next, Coach Pryor will be back to preview the Cavaliers' next game.
We are back with head coach Coach Pryor. I'm Jordan Sprouse.
And I'm Alexis Carroll.
This week you guys played Jackson. Is the team prepared for it?
Oh, absolutely. We've had a great few days of practice, and the guys have just, at this point in the season, you kind of start to cut down some of the individual drills that you work on and just work on more of, your team plays and your scheme, just kind of perfect your identity of what you want to do going into the contest. And so, we watched a ton of film. The players have watched a ton of film, particularly with us. We feel very, very prepared for the game.
Have you guys watched any film on Jackson?
Sorry, I kind of took that away from you. But absolutely. We've had film since basically Friday night after the game. We exchanged film, as soon as the McLean game was over, basically. And later that evening, I should say. And so starting, Saturday, as soon as the team left from their Saturday morning film and workout, a few of us that were left back from the JV game started watching film on Jackson, and then we usually have a meeting on Sunday afternoon to discuss what we've seen as a staff and finalize the game plan going into Monday.
Let's do a rapid fire question round.
Who was the last assistant coach you have texted with?
Oh man, I think honestly, it might be Coach Sprague. That was the last one. As far as the last one I texted with, last one I talked to was Coach Groh. He's right across the hall from me, so it's a little bit easier. But text, I think it was Coach Brad Sprague.
What is your favorite song?
Oh man, I tell you what. I guess I'm gonna go a little bit old school as far as a song that gets me ramped up is Michael Jackson's "Beat It." I mean, that song. I tell you what. But I like a lot of the new stuff. It's not necessarily school appropriate songs, but the beats are certainly good. And a lot of the guys like Little Baby and The Baby and people like that. So. Again, I really like, and then lately, last week I was asked about how would I define a team song. I would say is "Show Out" by Kid Cudi, and so that would be, I guess, a second favorite of the new era, I guess you would say.
What's your favorite movie?
Favorite movie is probably if I had to go like sports movie, I really like We Are Marshall. I just feel like it's a great film about a team just coming together after tragedy, and it really just pulls on your heartstrings every time you watch it. So that's my favorite like football movie. As far as like a comedy or something like that would be Coming to America. I guess my favorite like overall movie that I could watch a bunch would be the original Coming to America.
Favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday is probably, I would say, Thanksgiving, because I really, unfortunately, like to eat and a lot, and so I just feel like it's a nice time of fellowship, getting together with family that you haven't maybe seen in a while, and everybody brings their dishes, and usually I kind of been trying, over the last probably 4 or 5 years now, I've been frying a turkey every year and kind of perfected that now, so that's always fun. The family seems to enjoy that, and obviously there's a lot of sports on that day being played, and so it's just really a cool time to just kind of sit back and relax, and I feel like it really truly kicks off the holiday season.
Why did you become a football coach?
I've always loved sports in general, especially football, and I think it just goes back to the influences that I had, even going back to youth football. I had just been spoiled with a lot of great youth football coaches. And then when I was in the middle school, a lot of great middle school football coaches. At that point, they were also, a lot of them were teachers. And then in the high school level again, and I think that's why I had a lot of great teachers that necessarily weren't football coaches, but definitely had all my football coaches that were teachers were great teachers and great coaches. And that just inspired me to, someday when, my playing career is over, finish college and all that, this would be an excellent career choice. And it's just been something that obviously has, it's tough moments like with any profession, but I don't really see it as work. I see it as just a lot of fun each and every day, getting a chance to like how I am in the classroom as far as interacting with young people, helping them along the way, just trying to help them achieve their goals and set them up for future success. So I think I just wanted to give back, as would be in a nutshell why I became a football coach.
Favorite host of Coach's Corner? Just kidding.
Yeah, that would be a tough one, because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but at the same time, I do want to say, everybody that's hosted has done a great job throughout the season. It's been a lot of fun. And, in the past we had, obviously adults running this, but I just feel like everybody that's hosted has done a really great job. They've been well informed. They've asked great questions. And it just, I think it's really added a nice new, fresh start to the program. So thank you guys so much for having us and featuring our players and our coaches and our support staff and things like that. So thank you guys so much.
Coach Pryor, thank you for your time and good luck this Friday. That'll do it for this week for the Cavaliers Coaches Corner. I'm Jordan Sproul.
And I'm Alexis Carroll. Have a great weekend, Cavalier Nation.
Thank you. Go Cavs.